My apologies, because you are talking to a Portuguese guy. So,
That's how it is. At least for 1 hour, I figure, talk story. We can talk
yeah, yeah.
this, and I don't know you. You're not gonna pull punches when you talk about your experiences because you never pull your punches when we was making a movie. I'll tell you the reason how when we first met. Remember, like the first thing we was doing, we bonded over the fact that we was making fun of the movie.
Respect once again to brother David Walker, beautiful man, in charge of writing the script or whatever. But yeah, bro, we wasn't gonna let him get away with calling you Kehao. I remember when we was like that, we were like, bro, is that really your name?
But yeah, Kehau, Kehau, yeah. Short for Kehalani.
Yeah. We're just like, bro, we gotta make a change on that one, bro.
And then when they changed the name, I go, hey, I had to make sure. I had to look up the spelling. I go, okay, I had to make sure. Get real KL spell the name like that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know how it is that Hawaii people be like, oh, how can they spell your name like that? That's not how that's not.
May may I may I speak on a situation that you and I experienced, but is not beyond paradise action?
Yeah, let me see if I
Okay.
can refresh my memory. Let's go.
Oh, bro. Well, one of my favorite outside of filming moments was like when I got to do the play at Kumu with
Oh yeah.
you,
Yeah.
Ola Kalau. And I remember, bro, I mean, we talking about on Beyond Paradise, we were just worried about the name. But doing Ola Kalau, even though I loved it and I loved everybody on there, Miss Tammy, writing that stuff, it was just the pressures of how accurate everything had to be. And then, bro, you remember how that was? That was brutal, bro.
One of the best compliments I got was when because Tammy brought her students and Tammy speaks fluent Hawaiian.
Yep,
Students
yep,
speak fluent Hawaiian, and then my
yep,
character spoke Hawaiian, chanted in Hawaiian,
yep.
and all this kind of stuff. So I
And you
remember,
nailed it, bro. You
yeah,
nailed it,
I
bro.
remember when they came for watch. I remember being like kind of like, ooh, okay, and I mess up any, I gotta hit every because
Right.
it's very specific, yeah, the language,
Yep, yep,
especially with the chanting. I remember when I was getting trained on the chanting, that was very specific stuff.
yep, yep.
So I
And,
remember when we was on, I think it was either intermission, might have been intermission. Tammy came up to me and she was telling me that some of her students was asking her if I olelo fluent. They thought I, and I was
yeah,
like, that was like one of my favorite like
hell yeah.
compliments I got as an actor
Yeah,
was people for a second thinking that hey, that guy
yeah,
can speak Hawaiian. So that was
yeah.
cool.
Or unless they thought, oh, this guy speaks Olelo. Oh, he sucks.
Ooh, who teach? Ooh, how can you letting that Holly guy speak Hawaiian, bro? What's going on?
Ooh, there was one time, okay, back to Beyond Paradise, but there was one Instagram post that somebody did, and I still appreciate when a few of my friends, like my brother Brandon John, who lives in Vegas, like if every time he sees a Beyond Paradise post, he'll tag me in it. And this one was funny as shit. It had to have been it was one of your scenes, of course, but there was something to the scene. I don't know if it was the one where you guys was eating oranges at Zulu's house, and you were like, "Not Tootie, you mahu da 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 da." But I just remember when I was reading the comments, some punk ass, and it comes with the territory, right? Some punk ass said, "Yeah, who's this Howley guy trying to da da da?" I'd slap him, and then sure enough, I see you respond. Yeah, I'm available anytime you want to try slap me, and I'm far from Howley. I was like, yeah, yeah, DDB, yeah.
Bro, not trying to be on tough guy, but I always tell people they're gonna roll up on me thinking I KL and they're gonna find out I'm more Ronnie Boy than KL.
Oh,
No, yeah, I
let me.
remember it was funny because that guy wrote yeah, it was the scene no, it was I remember which one was now because it was the one for the Tootie Mahu, somebody just in comment, oh, all the local guys sound like they're from Seattle.
Nah.
And
Oh,
then I
I didn't see that
responded,
one.
I go, the guys from Seattle must sound awesome. And they never respond. But the other one was the Mark Thompson scene. And the guy would
Okay.
comment, oh, how's that Howley? Telling Nara Howley for be quiet. Oh, I should slap him. And then that's I was
Yeah.
like, first of all, I'm not Howley. Second of all, you can come slap me anytime you like.
Yeah.
But
Was just
by the end of it, he was like, oh, I
yeah,
can't mess with you. You're making me laugh too much, bro.
yeah.
Cracking me up, my
Yeah.
man.
He took the L, bro. He
Yeah,
took
yeah.
the
He
L,
took
and
the
I was
L.
like,
He
smart
took him
man.
strong. I
That
don't
one
mind
was
that kind of
so
stuff, but
funny.
easy. Because I was trying to explain to him, I was like, hey, bro, we're not saying that the whole point of what we was using Howley as was he not from here.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
the original movie was called Kama'aina.
yeah,
So it
yeah.
wasn't about, wasn't that we was all pot Hawaiian. My character was mixed Hawaiian, like so it wasn't like that. It was more about who's from. We from this island. We
Yeah, yeah,
not necessarily we all Hawaiians.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
when Mark was the Holly, and the guy was like, well, Then the guy's comment was like, well, we all Holly. I go, what are you commenting for? That was the whole point of the post.
I know, and I came upon, I forget if it was on YouTube. I think it was on YouTube where somebody, oh, by the way, somebody downloaded a version of Beyond Paradise recently. And then when I went on the person's channel, bro, get to End All Wars. You saw that.
The movie it's on YouTube too.
It's
20
on, yeah, that whoever it's that person's page, whoever downloaded or uploaded the movie to YouTube. So it's one of the more recent ones. I forget what the name of the guy was. So I was like, oh shit, it's Daryl's movie. What scene are you in? So I don't have to watch the whole
Look,
thing.
if you watching a movie for me, don't. I literally had like one, two lines in the movie, and I
Uh-huh.
come in at the very end as a prisoner of war.
Uh-huh.
But they cut my so David, and that's David's second movie, right? So I got to be in
Yeah,
David's
yeah.
second movie, which is kind of cool. So I
Yeah.
had a small role, had this one line, but the line was with Kiefer Sutherland. Like I got to
Mhm.
share that moment with Kiefer Sutherland, which was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
So I did the line, and then I had a feeling already. So I remember when I was watching with my girlfriend at the time, I go, "Yeah, I get a feeling I'm not gonna be in this movie." And sure enough, you can see me at the very end, but it's just like I'm an extra. I no more. They cut my line,
Oh,
but I'm in the
oh.
credits and stuff.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
so if you watch the movie, it's the very end when um when all the prisoner wars is we just all kind of looking down and depressed, and then all of a sudden plane go over and it drops all this like paper. Basically,
Hmm.
the war is over,
Yeah.
and so get one shot of one. Well, the first shot is one guy by himself grabbing the paper. That's me, and you can see me in some of the shots, kind of in and out, kind of. But they're in cut my line. So yeah, if you watch, I don't watch them. I'm in it, but don't watch it for me. I mean, it's actually a good movie though. But if you're watching it just for me, you're not gonna be happy.
Well, I tell you what, I wasn't happy when I was trying to watch, I forget if it was you was in Hawaii.
Twice, I was the first time I was in, I got cut out completely.
Okay, that's the one. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
and
one.
I was bummed. I didn't like that role, but
Ooh, and I tell you what, thank God for social media at that time because I had DVR, so on tape them, and I was fast forwarding through just to find you because I never like watched the show, but I was fast forwarding, and it was going. So the move or the show had already played. So I'm fast forwarding, and thank God I looked at your status on your social media. I think it was Facebook or whatever, and you're like, "Sorry guys, they cut me off." So I was like, "Oh fuck this, dude, bro! I'm
but
not gonna watch this garbage if you're not in it."
that's why I was like, oh, I wish they would kind of give me a heads up because that was my first big national thing. I had a
Yep,
decent size role. I
yep,
didn't think it was gonna get cut because I had a long scene with the girl that plays Kono.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
had a scene with her, and I was like, oh, I remember even my agent because I had to join SAG because of the movie, right? I mean, because of the
right,
5-0. And
yeah, yeah.
he's like, oh, I don't know, is it worth it? I go, yeah, it's a pretty decent sized role. And I even told him, I said, I don't think they're gonna cut the role because it kind of moves the plot along.
Hmm.
So yeah, the only reason I didn't figure it out was because that's when social media was just starting to, right? Like
Yeah,
Facebook.
yeah.
And all of a sudden, like none of my friends from the mainland was posting anything, right? Because they was all for me,
Oh,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Ahead of us, so they gonna see them first. And then I remember a friend of mine going, when call me up and go, hey, what scene are you in? I go, oh, and I'm telling her which scene I'm in, and she's like, oh, cause I go, why? What scene are you on? She told me the scene. I go, oh, that's way past my scene. And then sure enough, I was like, I think I got cut out.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
but then I had one friend of mine when post, and he said, just saw my guy DDB on the TV screen. Good job, guy. And I was like, oh shit, I never get cut. So I watched the episode. I get cut. I immediately call my friend. I go, what the fuck you was talking about? That you saw me? He go, oh. So the truth was, he went to his friend's house for watch him. He got there late, and so he never seen my scene. And
Yeah.
he just saw my name in the credits, and he went bullshit and act like he wouldn't watch him. Made me watch that. So yeah, that first episode I got cut, and then I had to wait like what? How many auditions later? And then was like maybe like 7 years later, I finally
Mhm.
got on, and they never cut him.
Well, see, and that was what was so like exciting was you was the first of like all our cliques, like brothers like Kevin Yamada, Mark Malalas, everybody, Michael Ng, that was all like, hungry, starving local actors. You was like the first to get on there. So that's why I was just like, oh hell yeah, bro. My boy DDB getting
I
on
was
there.
stoked because before that it was Lost, and I remember auditioning for Lost every single time, and nothing, not even getting roles.
Fuck damn.
I never get nothing. So when 5 came, the first audition I got it. And I was like, perfect. Right off the bat, I got it. I'm good. And then I got
Yeah,
caught
yeah,
up and I'm like, oh, here we go. I got to do this all over again.
yeah, yeah.
And
And
I was
I
joking.
made
It's
me
because I was
nervous.
looking good because I was in a tuxedo. I was clean cut. And I
What the
said, they
hell?
don't like, I always got to look disheveled. I got to look like I'm crackhead. I got to look like on crazy old man or whatever. I just got, and, or like, even though when I got on 5 as the cab driver, I got to look all scared and like I never sleep for days. But the one time I look clean cut and proper limousine driver, nah, cannot
Yeah.
cut that on. Nobody like see him like that.
Well, I tell you what, I started to get hip in my later years of doing auditions and stuff because there was a common denominator of what would normally happen to my characters that I was auditioning for. So after a while, I kind of wanted to like just go into the audition and be like, okay, so I know this is what's going to happen to my character. Is this what you want? Because I always die at the end. It's
I
like, bro, I'm getting typecast as the dead guy, bro.
I went through a rabbit hole, and I think I told you I saw a couple of your movies that you never tell nobody about. And because
And you found out why.
no, but I was like, but I love, and that's what made me that's what ended up making me switch agencies and stuff like that because I was like during like right before the pandemic or right during the pandemic, I was just finding all these local movies. And I go, whether the quality, whatever, the budget, whatever it is, I was like, get local movies
Yeah,
being made. And I never even hear about them. Like, I never get on audition. You know what I mean? Like, well, I can't even
yeah,
try out for this movie. And
yeah,
then
yeah,
I
yeah.
saw you and I was like, oh, right on Troy. And I would watch the movie. And then I saw you in a couple movies, you know what I mean, that
Mhm,
you did and stuff. And I was like, and then that's when I was like, you know what? I like do this kind. Like, I don't care,
mhm.
big role, small role. I just like act
Yeah, yeah.
and switch agencies. And then with the new agent, that's how I ended up getting this out of movie. You know what I mean? Because smaller movie, but probably
Yeah.
I wouldn't have got to an audition or even know about it. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But part of it was seeing you in those movies. And people, if you go Prime, just search Troy Ignacio, and these movies gonna pop up. You gotta check them out.
No, no, no. Don't watch that
Even that
last
one
one,
I
bro.
saw,
Oh,
the one that you was in the hotel room,
with the brother
Paradise
that was.
Broken. Yeah, it's called Paradise Broken, right?
Oh,
I
bro,
watched
that
that
one
one
was
too, and I was like, I never
brutal.
know using that. Then I saw your name in the credits. It was like, oh, Troy's in this, and then I saw you. Like, oh, and then I saw my other friend in the movie. It was like, I love seeing my friends in the movies.
Yeah, that's how I was too, bro. I was like, it is so stupid because there's so many times where I would watch a movie that I did, and if I see like our friends or something, or like there was one time one of the movies that I did, that dumb one that's on. No offense to Eric Nimoto and all those guys that made the movie, but the movie was garbage. Um, there was a scene that I did, and I had Eric them cast my wife and my three girls as background. And it was so funny because it's like out of the whole movie, that's my proudest moment. Watching my wife and my girls and I'm like, hey,
Oh,
hey, look, you did you guys.
oh, I hear that, man.
But I got lucky, I must say, with brothers like Michael Worth and John Brecky and brother Sean Hyatt. Them they they did a lot of these underground local movies, and they were just cool. They bring me along, and I was grateful. A lot of times it was just for love, but I mean, like you're saying, I just like act. There were so many times where like other friends of mine at work, they were like, "Well, you're doing something. You're getting paid." They're like, "Why not?" It's like, I just like act. It's like kind of going to a gym and working the muscle, to like end up being a bodybuilder, on stage and stuff. It's like I just like doing it, bro. And it didn't matter. I mean, there were so many projects that I did that was basically just for love. And shoot, by the way, I don't appreciate you taking my TV wife, huh? Miss Janice.
That's what I mean. That's what happens when you switch cable. You switch cable, she left you, and then now,
I know, I know. I mean, she looked even more happy with you than she did with me, bro. Still on the same side of the couch too, bro. What's going on?
Oh yeah,
But
that,
yeah, when we were doing our thing with oceanic stuff, you know, we get how it is, bro. You get paid one time. This is not a national gig, so you're not getting paid every time this damn thing appears. And at one point, I was kind of salty because I didn't even have oceanic cable. I didn't even have cable. They wouldn't even give me cable, bro. It's fuckers, you know what I mean? So I was just kind of like, yeah, if it wasn't for love, bro, I probably wouldn't do this shit at all. But I enjoyed working with like all the guys at the Oceanic uh studios and stuff with like I said, John Brecky, Michael Workdam, and brother Chris and Sean Hyatt. They're all great people. And that was the thing that just made it worth it. It was just the love of the crew. Because
yeah.
I don't know if you felt this way, but like doing the bigger projects, which hey, money's great, you know, especially the craft services and stuff. Everything is like, oh, this gourmet food, bro. But there's always so much more higher stress, and just a lot of people on set are just like, bro, they don't have time. It's money. You know what I mean? No time can be wasted. I didn't enjoy it as much as I did with doing the lower underground projects, the smaller projects. That's what I loved. Always feeling like there was family. There instead of going over here and feeling like, okay, no, this is actually just doing a job. You know?
True, because that's one of my favorite things. Like for me, because the next thing I did after that everybody knows the bank commercial ads, right? So
Yeah.
a lot of times it's the same crew. So a lot of times had some of the guys who was on the Bank of Hawaii shoots was worked on Beyond Paradise. So that was always cool. And
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I just did this other small independent film
Oh,
and
nice.
just and had the crew and they know you, right? So they know me. So when I did Beyond Paradise, like I'm a young kid, like I'm only 21 years old, and now I'm an older guy, stuff. And I remember one of the crew guys, because I did 2 days on that film, and then on my second day where I rapped, he just would compliment me. He was like, "Wow, you hit the same, you hit the
You get
spots,
them.
you hit the
Get
lines,
them.
you always know
Yep.
your lines, and you always get the takes that they ask." And
Yep.
and to me that means a lot because I know they
Yep.
on set all the time. So if we not prepared as actors and they gotta stand there watching us mess up all the time and they just oh hurry up, these freaking pampered actors. Let's go, like my goal as an actor and like for me was always like if people know I in the movie with them or I don't play with them, they excited about that. Like, oh, Daryl gonna be in this with us. Oh, it's gonna be fun. Or you know what I mean? They don't have to worry. I'm gonna know my lines. I'm gonna know my blocking and I'm gonna do the work, but I can also have
Yeah.
fun. Definitely. Like I gotta have fun when
Yeah.
but that's the only thing that makes it go by the long days, you know what I mean?
Right. Right. Especially if you're not in the scene and you just like hanging on the
You're just
in the
waiting
back.
around.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what was cool about Beyond Paradise. being my first project because it was like, yeah, I mean, we had a brotherhood with each other, so it was like it never felt like when I came like, oh, yeah, sorry if I innuate, I never felt that way, bro. I always felt like I was just, watching my boys do their work or whatever, and I did, I should have did your way though, and just not watch the behind the scenes because there was a lot of times where I would watch the behind the scenes. I would go to the sets and see how they did it, and that it didn't quite transfer how I remembered it on tape, but it was still cool. But I always like just it was like I was watching a show, and I was like, oh, I know those guys. They good, yeah. You know what I mean?
Because I get to say like for the most part, I can watch myself, but then the way it works is the first time I watch one movie that I'm in or something, I watching it for the first time like when fan like I like see how it came out, right? So I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
and then the next time I watch it, then it's more like okay now I'm watching it like more thoroughly as Daryl the actor
Yes.
kind of watch. Then anytime after the second time, now I just picking it apart and making fun of myself and finding out all the stuff like then it starts getting cringe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Bro, one of my friends, this guy Londo, I did a right after Beyond Paradise, I did just a short film kind whatever. And one of my friends, when he came to the oh shit, what is that film festival
The
called?
short film, the Ohina.
Ohina, yeah. With my boy Jason. We did a movie called Ramshackle, and it was pretty cool because he had access to like all these special effects people and stuff like that. So I mean, it's still cheesy, but I mean for no budget and stuff like that, it was pretty cool. But anyway, so I told a bunch of my coworkers at work, to come to this festival and watch them. So one of my friends did, my friend Lando, and then after the movie, he's all, hey, that one scene where you like, getting the gun pointed at you and stuff. I was like, yeah. He's all, why you move your eyebrows so much? So I was like, what? So sure enough, I watch it. This is all I see. And I was like, oh my God. So I was just like, okay, never again, bro. Keeping either the eyebrows down or I'm keeping them up, bro. I'm not doing this shit no more, bro.
Yeah, so hard. Then you get in your head. Then the next performance you
Yep,
do, the whole time you still at this.
thinking that.
You
It's
start,
like,
you
Troy, you're
talk
supposed
yourself
to be
out. Yeah,
mad. I know, I know, I know. I'm mad. I'm mad.
that's all.
But other than that, I don't like. I don't really like watching myself on film. I watch to like, or I used to watch to just kind of like critique, like, how can I make that better or better? How can I deliver that line a little smoother, or for whatever next project I got.
You remember
And
when?
it's
You remember when we went when the movie came out in the theaters and we go watch them a couple times, and then I think it was the second we go watch them about three times, but the second time we didn't watch them, they wouldn't let me in because they didn't recognize me from the movie, and then
orange,
they
bro.
made you pay,
Orange, them
and you're
fuckers,
so
bro.
mad, you're so
Bro,
pissed,
it did.
bro. I'm in the movie too.
No, and I kind of felt bad because the girl was kind of like, she didn't know what to do, and I was just like, hey, what? I'm not gonna be that kind of guy. I'll pay, I'll pay to watch my own fucking movie, but I am with this guy.
No,
And you know what?
you wasn't yelling at them, but you was like more like to me, like after like,
Yeah,
how you got in? And I was just laughing the whole time. I was like, oh.
I
And then I
should have known.
remember we watched that was the one we was watching them. And it was by the time I think we watched it when it first came out.
Yeah,
Then we waited till like later on, couple like right before the thing was gonna stop being in theaters. We can go watch them
yeah,
one more time.
yeah, yeah,
So never have a big audience in the audience, but then had this group of girls, and I remember one of the girls wanted to use the bathroom, and she was getting ready, and she was telling the friends like, "Come with me, like come with me to the bathroom." And the girl's like, "I don't want to go." She's like, "No, come with me to the bathroom." And the girl's like, "Yeah, but I don't like miss this movie." And the girl's like, "You saw this movie like 20 times already. You know what could happen. It's cool." Which kind of showed that even the audience was coming over and over in the theaters and watching that movie over and over and
yeah,
over.
yeah, yeah. No, that was cool, and I guess it was because not to sound like I'm hyping this bugger up, but at that time, other than North Shore, it was like the first of its kind, like a movie about Hawaii that had like a bunch of local brothers in it, bringing it to life. And yes, there's some things that were stretched in the movie and stuff, but I mean, for the most part, it's like a lot more believable because of the fact that, like I said, we had local brothers in it and stuff like that. So, I mean, that to me was cool. But I should have never have gone back to Pearl Ridge to go watch them because there was another time I went to go watch them. And you know what? I want to say it was like one of the first ones. I don't think I was with you, but I was sitting with I was sitting with my wife Brandy, and I might have had my oldest one, but she was still small baby. But we were kind of in front of these people, and then me being the dork that I am, when my scene came up, I jumped up and I was like, "Yeah, that's me." But Brandy, she heard the chicken in the back. She heard her say something like, "Yeah, you can fucking sit down." So Brandy's like turned around. She's like, "What'd you say?" And then I sat down. I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's me. That's why, that's me." And there, the girl kind of like curled up by her boyfriend. And, I was just like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I won't do that again. I'm just stupid." But Brandy was just like, "Yeah, she better shut up."
Almost out of fights. I remember when the one time we didn't watch them, and you got up during the fight scene, and you was like acting out, like throwing punches in the aisle, and I was
Such a
cracking up.
dork,
Yeah,
bro.
he's like throwing punches, like, yeah, yeah. Take that, Ronnie boy. Take that, Ronnie boy. I was like, oh, this guy get some PTSD going on right now. I'm gonna win this time, Ronnie
Live in
boy.
the moment, bro. Live in the moment. And dude, talk about PTSD, bro. It was funny as shit though. After when we got the movie on DVD and stuff, I would watch them with my girls and poor things, especially my oldest one. She was a little bit more coherent by the time we got it on DVD. My second baby girl was, still too small. But my Anu, she was able to see like that I'm actually getting killed on TV. So she would cry, and I'm like, babe, 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 no, no, look, I'm here. That's not really daddy, we was just playing. But and then even my two sisters, Tammy and Tracy, they had a hard time watching the fight scenes too. Like they liked the movie, but they couldn't do the final scene with me and Big Zo because they didn't like seeing their baby brother get killed. And I was like, it's just a movie.
Oh my,
But I love him. I love him.
watch it. Same with my daughter. My daughter was 17 when she saw the last movie I did, and got kind of intense with my character. You know what I mean? And then I remember she looking at me like crying, and she's like, "You didn't tell me like what was gonna happen and stuff like that." I go and I was just cracking up. The and she's sitting right next to me, yet she's still getting emotional because and she's like feeling so sorry for my character. Like he never know. He was just
Oh,
some.
now I
He
gotta
was just
watch this, bro.
you got nah. It's a pretty
Now
good
I gotta
movie.
see this, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
growing up
gonna have to
English.
have tissue.
Yeah, I think you would like it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is it gonna be kind of like making me miss being on Beyond Paradise? You know what I mean? Is it gonna bring
Might
back
give you some
memories? Or...
flashbacks because it did for me. Yeah, because I was like watching these
Yeah,
four young kids, and they're playing these high school seniors, and I going right back to Beyond Paradise when that was us. You know what I mean? Like we was
yeah,
young kids on the set
yeah,
and stuff like that. So
yeah.
I think we'll bring up some stuff like that, but it's a totally different style movie, totally different kind of story they're telling. But
Hmm.
I think it came out pretty good. I remember when I watched it for the first time, I go, oh, because you never know, right?
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
never know. You do it and you hope for the best, but sometimes you know what I mean. But when I saw him, I was like, yeah, it came out pretty. That came out really good. I was very proud of
Hmm.
it. So
Yeah, all the trailers I was watching, I was like, oh, this manga is a little bit intense, bro.
yeah,
So, but I was I was hoping that you know, I could have got a free copy from somebody, like my boy,
I don't
my boy
know.
Daryl. But
You like my password for Prime. I bought my own movie so I could watch them. Because even that one, I watched them the first time in the theaters, and I had because I missed the premiere because I had an accident coming out of Waianae, of course. So I couldn't make it. So I went
yeah,
with my family for watch them, and that was kind of fun with all my family. With the impact, like 80% of the theater was my family,
yeah,
and then I went one more time with my daughter, just me and her for go watch them, and,
uh-huh.
and so that was pretty cool. And then I had some friends that was watching that day too, but so yeah. And then when it came out on Prime, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna support them. So I bought the movie so I can watch them whenever. So or if people like,
You're a good man. You're a good man, bro. By the
quality.
way, it freaks me out, and this is just how it is when we're growing older. But it freaks me out to see how old your daughter is now, bro. Because I remember going to your house just for her first baby luau, and it's like she's this woman now. You know what I mean? That kind of shit just freaks me out, bro. When I see like
Same with
my
you.
friend them.
You and your
Yeah,
girls, like your three girls is women, young women now.
yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, it sucks because my first two, Anu and Ely, they tall, and there's a lot of times people tell me, "Hey, your girl's taller than you." I'm like, "No way, bro. I get like that much." Just one of them, she likes to wear her hair in the tita bun, so it looks like she's taller. And then the other one, I slouch, so you know what I mean. But my small one, my Lottie, she's right here, so she's cute. I'm just like, yeah, I'm still taller than you.
that's always kind of cool about your dynamic because when we was doing Beyond Paradise, you was already family man already. You know what I mean? Like,
Getting to be,
yeah,
yeah,
you was
Brandy.
so like, and that was kind of impressive to us because we was like, oh, look this, you guys, you know what I mean? So and foresee that, and then foresee, and you're the total. Even before I was on dad, you was the girl dad. You know what I mean? And then just all
Yeah,
girls.
girls,
And
all
so,
girls,
so
bro.
yeah. So by the time I had, so same with mine when I finally had my daughter, then she was old enough, then she got to watch Beyond Paradise too, and she gets a kick out of it too, and stuff like that. And so now she get the, hey, that's your dad. Your dad is the guy, Mark Thompson,
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, my oldest used to get that planning. And I don't know, there was a side of me that would feel bad because I never liked my girls, like, just in case if there was people that be like not really somebody to befriend her, but then, oh look, Anu's dad or Ely's
Yeah.
dad is the one in Beyond Paris. And then all of a sudden they come up, hey, your dad in this, or da 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 da. But yeah, it's kind of funny because at first I saw the progression of it. Like they would be like, oh, so and so saw you on Beyond Paradise. They saw you moving. They're like, hey, that's your dad. And then afterwards, it would be like, yeah, so and so saw you moving.
Yeah. You
Sorry.
gotta get that too, where she get like her friends see it, but then her friends' parents is more like because they saw it either when the thing came out on DVD for the first time or they saw them in actual theaters.
Yeah, yeah,
And they find out like, oh yeah, that's your dad. And then their kids gotta be like, yeah, her dad is the guy from Beyond Paradise and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah. I tell you what, though, bro. The thing that always like makes my stomach drop a little bit, though, when I think about Beyond Paradise, is just the Hawaii Theater premiere because just it was like huge. Remember, and then like had plenty of people in line, and I remember this one sweet old lady that was in line to watch them, and it's like these people don't know us for shit. You know what I mean? This one lady had a bunch of musubis that she was giving to us, and it's like, I mean, the majority time people the misconceptions are, hey, you an actor, you make money. But granted, no, it wasn't in our case. We still broke as hell. But this lady giving me stuff, and it's like, oh, you don't have to give me nothing. Just enjoy the movie. You may not want to give me anything except a couple cracks after this movie is Paul.
Take her Musubi
But
back.
yeah.
Yeah, that bad boy.
You punk ass, you know what I mean? So,
Even down, I
but it
remember
was,
you walking into the theater and you
oh, I was hot.
dressed all slick. You get your wife, your family. It was like, look, and it was me and Lawrence were like, look the family man. Look at that. That's Aku. Look the family man.
But I was hot though, bro, because of all the times. Thank God the Hawaii Theater was kind of close to the hotel that David Cunningham then was at, because them bananas they didn't have my tickets ready for my family. So it was like, wait a minute, I got plenty of people coming. I cannot afford to buy all these tickets for them. And they're like, oh yeah, no, I think somebody left it at the um the desk at the Alamana Hotel. So I was like, sure, yeah. So I unjam them. I unjam them down to the Alamana, check over at the desk to see if my ticket's there. No, no, nothing there. Bro, I was livid, bro. So I'm coming back. I'm like, bro, this is my movie premiere. I get friends, I get family. they're not even gonna be able to come watch this bugger now because I'm broke ass, and I'm not gonna ask them to pay. But somehow the box office at Hawaii Theater, they saw how pitiful I was, and it was like the movie was just by the time I came back, the movie was almost ready for start. So they were just like, just go.
So the moral of the story is Hawaii Theater when treat you better than Pearl Ridge Consolidated Theaters did. Because they made you pay still yet.
Yeah, I know, bro. But you see, that's what triggered me, bro, when we did the Pearl Ridge one, because I was like, here we go again. Here we go again. I gotta pay for this shit.
And I wasn't even trying to get it for free. I remember just going to the guy said, "Hey, you the guy for the movie?" Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
was like, "Oh, okay, you
You
get your
gotta pay. And it's funny because, like I said, I never like being like that guy, like
yeah,
oh,
yeah."
ta but I was just still like, um, I'm in the movie. Do I have to pay? All right, I'll pay. I'll pay.
You guys showing your love and support for Beyond Paradise
Yeah, yeah.
this day.
But it all went out the door as soon as I saw that movie coming through on DVD while I was working at Costco, and I'm like, we ain't getting paid for this.
You know, it's funny. The one movie I got cut out of Twin Wars. That's the movie I get residuals for.
For real?
Yep.
Oh
So
shit! Well,
the
not
movie that
bad,
I
then.
get cut out. I'm the second to last in the credits. Like, you know what I mean? No, like I'm basically a featured extra in the movie. And of all the movies I've done, that's the one I get residuals for.
Oh, bro, it's funny about residuals, and hey, I still appreciate them when I
Oh,
get them, but
I just got
when I
one the other day. I was like from Hawaii Five-O. I was like, and I get 2 episodes. So I was like,
what
I'm
you
not
got?
complaining.
What you got?
Wasn't too bad. It was like just under $100. Usually I get
That's nice.
the 7 cents,
Yeah, boo. That's what I was gonna say.
$3. I
Yeah,
said,
I
just
was
save
like,
the
bro,
stamp.
yeah, I know. I was gonna say you wasted money on this check. The postage you put on this to send it to me is worth way more than this check.
So I take
But
whatever I can get. But bruh,
yeah,
so hey, get anything we can. I appreciate your time, man. I know you're taking time off from
oh
your family
no,
and stuff. For say what's up, top story. I appreciate it. Before we wrap it up, I just want to get anything you like people check out, your Instagram, or get any movies you like plug on Prime, Prime movies.
Okay, so to all the people out there, all my friends and fans out there, anything that my boy Daryl is in, go watch it. That's my plug.
All right, my man. Hey, good to see you, bro. You looking good. Give my love to your girls and
Same to
stuff
you, my
like that.
brother.
And you take care, man. I'll see you around.
Yeah, I appreciate you, my brother. Much love to you guys.
Peace, bro.
I see you, bro.